All right, today we're going to go through the gasket set you get when you do an engine complete gasket set, and what all those gaskets are and where do they go, and do I use all of them. So we'll go over that in the video today. Okay, like most of you, I order these gasket sets and I get a whole bunch of gaskets. It's like I have no idea where these all go. You know, mainly the ones you're looking for, the oil pan gaskets. But I thought I'd go through and kind of show you with the Model A the normal engine gasket set and what they go to. So, like, first one, kind of obvious, side valve cover. And you got to notice that this has little dimples in it right here and here, which makes a difference. And it seals controls the engine, the oil flow. So there's the first gasket. The next gasket, which is the oil pan, which is right here. You can see this side, which is the passenger side, has the oil pump on it, and it has a little indentation. So when you're looking at the gasket set, you can tell this is the passenger side, driver's side. The front has this little outdent and is fatter, and the rear kind of gets skinnier back here. So that's the oil pan. And then the other part of the oil pan is you have these two little ropes that you have to soak in oil, and then you press them in. They're pretty hard. One of them goes for the timing cover, the gear cover, and then this other one goes into the oil pan itself, which goes right here. Mine's still in there, the old one. Gotta get it out, and boy, these are tough to turn. So those are for the front of the engine. The rear of the engine, you get these two cork gaskets. And I guess instead of separating gasket sets for 28, 29, and 30, 31, they just give them both to you. So you're only going to use one of these. And the difference is almost undecipherable. If you put them next to each other and you look closely, like this, I don't know if I can even show it on here, that the one on this one, which is a 3/8, is just a little bit narrower for the 30-31. The 28-29 has its 1/32, which is very hard to decipher between the two, especially cork, which is flexible and So if you put them right next to each other, you can tell the difference. And it's just a hair wider for the 28-29. So you're only going to use one of those. Make sure you use the right one for your car. Like on mine, I need the 28-29, and I won't be using that one. The other gaskets, kind of obvious, intake and exhaust. Some of these come in one piece, and some of them are two piece. Doesn't really make that much difference. While we're doing the front, I'm replacing my timing gear, so I needed this timing gear gasket, and it goes on the front of the engine when you access the timing gear. And then this little L one also goes on the side of the engine. There's two bolts over here that hold the side. And let's see what else. The water pump gasket, and it's narrower at the top, wider at the bottom, so you can tell the top from the bottom. Water outlet at the top of the engine where the water neck is. The water side cover, which goes on the side of the engine, and that's the other outlet for water for the radiator. Now these two look a lot alike, but this smaller one. You see the one's just a little bit smaller. They look a lot alike. This is for the carburetor, so they're a little bit different. On the side of the engine, the oil return pipe, use these cork gaskets, and it'll seal where you mount this pipe here that returns the oil down. So those actually take a gasket. And there's actually a, I don't know if I have it here. No, there's a little, the bolt that you use, I think it uses a copper gasket on it too, a copper washer. Let's see where else. So on 2829s, your oil pan will have a big plate right here. And this round gasket, which you can see right there, round, would go right there. But the later models, you know, later 28s, 29, 30, 31s, they just have a solid oil pan. So unless you're using a 28, early 28, you're not even going to use that gasket. And this odd shaped one, it's kind of weird odd shaped one, that's for the oil pump screen cover. So when you're accessing the oil pump, you need that one. And I think this is the final one, which is this big flat black one. It's for the flywheel housing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that into this engine, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use that one. So some of these you may or may not use only on 28s. You'll only use one of these, either the 2829 or 3031, depending on the thickness. And like I said, very, very little difference. But, you know, most of the rest of these, I think I went over. So hope that helps. Because when I got this, it's like I opened that package, and I know me and my dad over for 50 years will get a gasket set, and we'll pull one or two gaskets out and just leave the rest of them in the package. And, you know, we end up with a stack of gasket sets that are partial. So hope that helps. All right, everybody, take care.